Sainam, dear children, wish you a very good morning and I hope you all are well. Today we are going to continue with our chapter number 5 in search of peace, Buddha and Mahavir, and today we are going to discuss preachings of Lord Buddha and Swami Mahavira. Okay, then before we start, let's do prayer. Join your hands, close your eyes and start chanting Om. Start. So children, let's continue. We have studied about Lord Buddha attained truth and enlightenment at Vaishak Purnima, on the day of Vaishak Purnima, under a Bodhi tree. Okay, people tree or Bodhi tree at Bodh Gaya. ठीक है. Then what preachings did Lord Buddha has given? After attaining enlightenment, Buddha went to Sarnath. When Lord Buddha attained enlightenment or true knowledge of life, he went to Sarnath, where he met his old Brahmin friends, and he met his friends with whom he practiced penance. For the first time, he preached those 5 Brahmins monks at Sarnath, and his first preaching or first sermon he has given to those 5 Brahmins, and in those Brahmins in Buddhism are known as monks. Buddha's these first preachings are called as Dharma Chakra Parivartan. The first 5 preaching of Lord Buddha is known as Dharma Chakra Parivartan. Buddha gave a very simple sermon to get rid of miseries of the world. All the problems or all the sorrows of this world can be forbidden, or we can get rid by a simple way. That is, according to him, are 4 Arya truths. The world is full of miseries. The cause of suffering is greed of strong desire. The destruction of suffering is renunciation of desire. Then adoption of octagonal path, that is Ashtangik Marg, Buddhism Ashtangik Marg. Okay, the 4 truths explained by Buddha are known as Buddhist principles or Samyak Darshan. These 4 principles are known as Samyak Darshan. Means the world is full of miseries, matlab life is full of sorrows. Okay, there are so much sorrows in this life. And second is our strong desire or our greed for achieving anything is the cause of our miseries or sorrows. And these sorrows can be destructed only if we leave our desires. Means we have to left our desires back and we have to move forward towards the truth. Adoption of octagonal path. Octagonal path is Ashtangik Marg of Buddhism, in which 8 principles are there, and if anyone follow this, their sorrows will be removed from their life. And these 4 principles of Buddhism are known as Samyak Darshan. Okay. So, what is Ashtangik Marg? Samyak sight, Samyak resolve, Samyak speech, Samyak deed, Samyak earning, Samyak exercise, Samyak memory, Samyak samadhi. Samyak is a Sanskrit word. Samyak means properly. That means we should properly see, or we should have a proper point of view towards anything. We should properly resolve about the things we need in our life. We should speak properly. We should डीड प्रॉपरली. ओके, मीन्स हमारी नीड्स जो है और जो डीड्स जो है जो हम चाहते हैं वो प्रॉपरली, हमें कुछ ज़्यादा लालच नहीं करना चाहिए. ओके, सम्यक अर्निंग मीन्स प्रॉपरली वी शुड अर्न, नॉट मोर और नॉट लेस. ओके, सम्यक एक्सरसाइज, प्रॉपर एक्सरसाइज फॉर द फिटनेस ऑफ योर mind and soul and your body. Then samyak memory means proper memory to learn good thing, to achieve good thing, not taking bad points in your mind. And proper samadhi means proper meditation. Okay, so samyak means properly, doing everything properly, not too much less, not too much more, only proper whatever we need, not much more than our needs. Okay. Buddha as a great reformer. So now we are going to see Lord Buddha as a social reformer, what works he had did for the society. Buddha was a great religious and social reformer. He had did many social reforms. He worked lifelong to eliminate the pollutants in the religion and society. Means the things or the thoughts that pollute our religion and society, he wants to eliminate them. He worked for those things for his lifetime. He had many principles. Many kings and states were encouraged by his human religion, and Lord Buddha follow only one religion, that is human religion, that first of all we are human being. So he did the following reforms. First, denial of God and soul. Buddha denied God and soul and gave importance to karmaism. Means he believe in karma, that God and soul are after our karma. First we have to perform our karma, according to that we will get the results. Not God is punishing us, not our soul is bad, but only our karma must be good. According to him, if there was God, sorrows would not have been there. Then Lord Buddha says, if God is all around us, then why we are suffering? When wherever God is, then there are no sufferings. Then instead of indulging in welfare of soul, one should live a virtuous life in the present. And instead of doing good things for our soul or being a good soul, we should have a virtue about life, and we should live it in present. What is today is our future. If our today is best, then our future will always be best. So make your present good, your future and past both becomes good. Opposition of ritual. Second point that he said, that he opposed rituals, the rituals followed in Hinduism or other religions, like sacrifice of animals in yagnas. And he said that non-violence is the highest value. The highest value of human life is non-violence. Okay. The greatest duty of all human beings to treat animal non-violently. We should not harshly treat animals. Then third point he did is opposition of discrimination of high and low. ऊंच नीच जैसे कहते हैं, समाज में ऊंच नीच की जो प्रॉब्लम है इन अवर सोसाइटी, दैट वी आर फ्रॉम हायर क्लास, अपर क्लास, एंड दीज आर लो क्लास एंड पुअर क्लास पीपल. ओके, so he opposed this kind of discrimination, the difference that is followed in our society, na, that we are rich people and you are poor people. That he opposed that kind of discrimination in the society. Okay, so at this time Hinduism was divided into 4 varnas: Brahmin, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra. There were 4 varnas and all of you know about them. Buddha opposed this varna system. He said being born in a high family doesn't make anyone great. He said if you are the son of king, that means you are not great as the king. Your karma will make you great, not because you are belonging to a high family or a royal family you are royal. Okay, he becomes great by his deeds, by his conscience, by his following the path of truth and non-violence. He highly opposed the discrimination high and low and prevailing in the society. जो समाज में ऊंच नीच चल रही है, उन्होंने ये कहा कि राजा का बेटा राजा बनने के लायक है, ये जरूरी नहीं है. It all depends on its capability and his ability. Okay. Importance of women. He strongly supported women. Buddha gave equal importance to women as to the men. And he said that the path of nirvana is not only for men, women can also achieve nirvana through sadhana and duty. Nirvana means moksha. Okay, that everyone At that time, women are not getting importance, but Buddha say meditation and sadhana can be possible for women also, then they can also achieve nirvana. Mahavir, now nirvana. What is nirvana and and when Buddha achieved nirvana? Buddha attained enlightenment in the shade of Bodhi tree on Vaishak Purnima at Bodh Gaya. By acquiring knowledge, Buddha continued reforming society and religion in the India. After attaining truth, Buddha did reforms in our Indian society, and he led many people towards the religious path, giving preachings of truth and non-violence. He opposed eating of non-vegetarian food, high and low discrimination. He opposed totally killing of animal for fun or entertainment and for food also. Okay, so he opposed non-veg food, and then he opposed the class system of our society, high class, low class, middle class. Okay, so he died up at the age of 80 years in Kushinara and attained nirvana. When he died, he attained nirvana, but his ideas, religion is still alive in the world. Nirvana is a kind of knowledgeful death, or you have achieved all the things for whatever purpose you have born. Okay, nirvana means moksha. When you leave this world, then you will leave this world peacefully with no sorrows and no regrets. Okay. Okay, Mahavir Swami. So about Mahavir Swami, let's start study. Mahavir Swami is the 24th Tirthankar of Jainism. Okay, like Buddhism, in Indian society has a new religion that is known as Jainism. Agams are the main source of knowing about the Jainism. Like in Buddhism, we know through both Jatak Kathas and Pitakas, and in Jainism, the source of knowledge about Jainism is Agams. According to these texts, the first Tirthankar of Jainism was Rishabdev or Adinathji, and 23rd was Parshavnath. Okay, first one was Rishabdev, and whose other name is Adinath, and 23rd one is Parshavnathji. Parshavnath was the son of King Ashoshen of Kashi. So the 23rd Tirthankar Parshavnath was from a royal family. He left home at the age of 30 and became hermit and preached Jainism. At the age of 30, he left his house and became a hermit and preached about Jainism. He opposed Vedic religion and rituals and caste system. He gave preaching of truth, non-violence, aste and non-possessiveness. After him, Mahavir Swami was the 24th Tirthankar, and we will learn about him. So, Parshavnathji has given 4 preachings: truth, non-violence, aste and non-possessiveness. Okay, and that was followed by Mahavir Swami, and he added one more thing in that is brahmacharya. Okay, so Mahavir Swami's early life, let's discuss. Mahavir Swami was born in Gyatrak Kshatriya dynasty of Kundagram. He is from Gyatrak Kshatriya dynasty of Kundagram, Republic of Vajji Union. He is from Republic of Vajji Union. Vajji Sangh, we have studied about it, Vajji Union. And his childhood name was Vardhaman. Okay. And what was the childhood name of Lord Buddha? Siddhartha. Okay. So don't be confused. His name is Vardhaman and Lord Buddha's name is Siddhartha. His father's name, Lord Swami Mahavira's father name is Siddhartha and was the king of Republic of Vajji. Okay. And Mahavir Swami's mother name is Trishala Devi and his brother's name was Nandivardhan. Like Gautam Buddha, Mahavir Swami was also a prince, and thus he acquired knowledge of many arts, and he was married to the princess Yashoda. His daughter's name was Priyadarshini. So he is also married and he has a daughter, and Lord Buddha has a son named Rahul. So please do the comparative study of Lord Mahavira and Lord Buddha's life and their preachings, and you will get some common things and some different things, and don't be confused in both. Okay. and leaving home and sadhana. When did Mahavira left home for sadhana? He left home at the age of 30 years in search of knowledge, and he lived a life of bhikshuk as a beggar, and he did a harsh penance for 12 years. He did sadhana for 12 years on the bank of river Rizupalika. He attained the highest knowledge in Keval Gyan, that is Keval Gyan. Highest knowledge means Keval Gyan in Jainism. The word Keval Gyan means the highest knowledge about the life. As he conquered his mind and senses, he was known as Jin. Means he conquered his mind and his senses. At meditation, he achieved the highest level of meditation, so he was called as Jin. Such great mighty Vardhaman came to be known as Mahavir, and due to this achievement he is popular as Mahavira. Preachings of Mahavir. Like Buddha, Mahavir Swami too believed that world is full of fear and sorrows. He rejected God's existence, same as Lord Buddha, and his teachings are known as doctrine of Triratna. And Lord Buddha's teachings were in Tripitaka, and Lord Mahavira's in Triratna. He preached the following 5 vows: non-violence. Mahavir Swami believed that violence is the one of the biggest evil of human society, and there should be non-violence of no violence of any kind, and even the smallest creature of the world has the right to live. Means you must not hurt any ant. एक चींटी मारना भी जो है वो गलत है, वायलेंस है. Even mental violence should not be done. Don't be mentally violent anyone. हम अगर किसी को डराते हैं, धमकाते हैं, तो भी वो एक टाइप का क्या है, वायलेंस है. Protecting animals is the real duty of human beings, and we should protect animals. Truth. We should never speak lies. We should not speak without thinking or understanding, and we should abstain anger to follow the truth. हमें हमारे गुस्से को कंट्रोल करना चाहिए ताकि हम सच बोल सकें. हमें झूठ नहीं बोलना चाहिए. ओके. The truth always be followed in every situation. Whatever the situation is there, do or die, but speak always truth. अस्ते. Theft. Theft is the biggest evil. हमें चोरी नहीं करनी चाहिए. Okay. We should not take anybody's things without his or her permission. Entering anybody's house without permission is also kind of stealing. But saying so, he is tried to keep the society of that time away from stealing. And Lord Mahavira wants to keep away the society from stealing and theft. Possessiveness, aparigraha. Men should not store goods, possessions, ornaments and clothing beyond their requirement. Means कि हमें हमारी ज़रूरत से ज़्यादा किसी चीज़ को इकट्ठा करके नहीं रखना चाहिए. Like for our children's and for our grandchildren, for our children and grandchildren, we are saving lots of money, lots of ornaments and lots of food, anything. We should not store more than our requirement. We should give, or we should distribute these amongst the poor people so that they can also have the things they deserve. Okay. Brahmacharya, he specifically told Jain monks and nuns to observe celibacy. Means they must follow the Brahmacharya at least the age of 25 and even for the lifetimes. So the Tri Ratna or Ratnatrayi doctrine means Samyak vision, Samyak knowledge and Samyak behavior. The Tri Ratna says proper vision about anything, proper knowledge about anything and proper behavior must be there. Mahavir Swami as a great reform means what reforms did the Mahavir Swami did to the whole society? Mahavir Swami opposed rituals and sacrifices. Okay, he opposed rituals and sacrifices of animals or anything in the society. He rejected presence of God. He condemned animal sacrifice in the yagnas. He also opposed animal sacrifices. Okay, he said the woman should be given the equal rights. Okay, same as Lord Buddha. He also supported women. He too preached in people language, that is Prakrit or Ardhmagdi. Okay, their language is Prakrit and Ardhmagdi. With his simple and easy teaching, he changed people's life. Nirvana, he died in Pavapuri at the age of 72. In this way, about 2500 years ago, people got new ideas, religious rituals, and defilements were removed. Means the bad rituals or the orthodoxy of society was tried to removed by these two lords or monks. People became his followers in large number, and both preachers obliged people to adopt the path of peace and virtue, and both the preachers want to preach only the path of peace and virtue. Thus they promoted the virtue in the society. They have given the vision, a true vision to the society, and we must follow the visions given in the Buddhism and Jainism. Okay, our chapter is completed. Very soon we are going to discuss the very soon we are going to do the question answer, and I will send you the PDF. So read the chapter and watch both the video, the previous one and today one, and try to understand the chapter, and I will send you the PDF of the question answers. Bye, take care, be safe and stay at home.